Hello, Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm Mohammad Mustaqim Reza Omi, and today I'm presenting the deliverable 3 for our group project, and this is team group 4 and team Bonkers, and the name of our game is Bonker Dodge. So first of all, I will explain the main file. We include all the headers file and the needed graphics libraries here, and then we go on to the main function. First of all, we set the screen width and height to the max width and height of the device. Then we read image. We call a function called read image file. This is for the background of the main menu. If you do not press the key escape, we go onto the main game menu, and it shows the basic instructions and all this. After we press any button, it initializes the coin function here. After we press any button, it closes the graph, which is the main menu, and it takes us to the game. So in the game here, we first of all we use the strand function to take set the seed to 10. Then we take a location. We create 9 location objects, which is an array of objects. It is set to the 9 places of the main screen. Then we create 9 holes, and we pass locations as a parameters. Then we create and loop 9 holes, and we start our main game. So if there's a condition, if we do not press the escape key, it automatically opens, and first of all it calls the display score from the coin class, and then it creates 2 randomized variables. First is random animal index and random hole index. It is to randomly appear the animals in the holes. Then we call the location and the animal class for the animals to appear randomly. Then we call the draw function. So we have to use the keyboard, the Q, W, E, and everything for the input. So I will explain one case study here. So suppose we place the case Q. So it will check the location of the animal, the x coordinate of the animal, and the x coordinate of the hole. And if it matches, it will check the y coordinate of the animal and y coordinate of the hole. If it matches, it undraws the animal, and then it sets the score to +1. Then it draws the hole, and like that it will continue doing for all the keys. And after that, we put a delay of 200 milliseconds for convenience. And if we do not press the animal within these 200 milliseconds, the animal will undraw and the holes will draw. So I'm now going to give you a demo of the project. Here is our main menu. If we see here, there is instructions to play the game, and if we press in key, it shows the main menu. So there is animals appearing randomly. So if I press score, like I'm getting points if I correctly do it. So that's it. Now I'm going to explain the coin class. First of all, the header file, we use the pragma ones for the header guard. Then there is one private member, which is the score, and we then construct the coin class, and there are 3 functions, 3 methods: get score, set score, and display score. For coin, we initialize the coin score is equals to underscore. Then we call the get score function to return the score. If we have to increase or decrease the score, we use the score value. And for displaying the score, we use the WinBGI library to do so. Now I'm passing the float to Fires for location.
For location, the class has 2 private members, X and Y, which represents the coordinates of the location. And it also has several public members, which will allow you to access and modify the values of its member variable. The code starts with an if and def preprocessor directive, which followed by a macro named location age. This is a common technique to prevent multiple inclusion of the game of the same header file. So that if the micro location age has not been defined before this point in the program, the preprocessor will continue to process the rest of the code. So the class location is defined next. Inside the class, there are two private members, x and y, which are both integers. The class has several public member functions, which include location, which is a constructor taking x and y as arguments and initializes the member variables, x and y with these values. We have getX, setX, right? And finally we have sublocation, which is a function taking two integers as arguments and sets the values of the member variables x and y to these values. And the code ends with an endif preprocessor directive, which indicates the end of the if and if block, which ensures that the header file will not be included multiple times, which can cause errors or unexpected behavior. Yeah, and that should be it. I pass the floor on to Farhan for coins.
Thank you, Faz. Now, first, I'm going to explain our roles header file. So, our header file starts with index processor, as Faz already explained that if and def preprocessor helps us to prevent the multiple impression of same header file. So now our class 4 has four private member. X, Y, it represents the coordinates of the host. Size is an integer that represents the size of the host. Color represents the color of the host, and location is a pointer that points to location object. Our class has several public member functions. First, we can see we have two constructors. First constructor takes 4 integer function. This function is used to draw the hole on the screen. Then we have a getter function, which points to the location object. Then again, we have a setter function that takes a reference to a location object as an argument and sets the value of the member variable location to this value. And finally, we end the code with index preprocessor. Okay. Now I'm going to explain the CPP file. Our CPP file starts with our graphic library, and it also includes our whole header file. Then we have two constructors. Again, we take two constructors. First constructor takes 4 arguments, but it does not have any implementation. Second one takes 3 arguments. Then we have 3 public member functions. First, we have our draw function, which we use to draw the hole. In draw function, we use set to style to set the whole color. Then we use speed edit function to draw the hole on the speed, and we use location, size, specified by member variable x, y, location, and size. Then we have locations. It's a getter function that returns the pointer to the location route. Okay. Now I'm gonna ask Joel.
We first define the class animal. It has, like all classes, it has some private and public properties. And the private properties include its size and its color, and a reference and a pointer to the location of the class. The public, we have its constructor, which takes some parameters such as size, color, and the location. We have a function called draw, another function called draw, and then an undraw function. We also use the getLocation function from the location class. We also have another function. We include the animal HPP header. We also include the graphics library that we're using. So we first start off with the constructor, where we initialize the size, color, and location of the object. We also have the function that draws the animal, that sets the color and other properties like that, which helps us to display the object. We also have the function draw and updraw, and the animal, which has a location which is set as a null pointer. We also have an animal get location function that returns the location. And we finally have the set location that sets the location of the object.